Well, bit of a score. This is a surplus to demand, so I've actually got 4 rolls of this that I'm going to use for insulation inside the van for stuffing into all the beams. Obviously 200mm is way too thick, so I'll have to slice it all up, but considering it's free, I couldn't really say no. Fortunately, it's the actual good stuff. It's a gold certified insulation, so it doesn't use the old school toxic chemicals as a binder. So as I understand it, that's as good as it's going to get, so that's good. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually lay it out in the garage and fluff it up. I've got some large scissors and such, and give it a cut and see how I fare. I'm also wearing a mask, so I do intend to let's get out the sunlight. I do intend to be using this as well. Right, there you go, that's the first trial, so not too bad. So it's gone in there quite reasonably well. Pleased with that. So what I'm going to actually do is use aluminium foil to tape it off, to cover up those sections, the smaller ones anyway. So it will give it a good seal and also stop any particles flying around. There's the first section of stuffed. So I actually cut the insulation in half as well, so that's roughly 100mm that's gone into that cavity, or more or less. So I cut 3 sections and stuffed it in there and fluffed it up. So yeah, it's fitted really nicely, so it's a good start. I know this is probably not the way to do it in respects to time management, because obviously going through doing it the way I'm doing it, having to cut it all in half, then cut it down into sections, is obviously quite time consuming. But considering got the insulation for free, I can't really complain too much. So that's yeah, pleased with it, should be good. I've gone along all these top beams and stuffed it as lightly as gently as possible with all the insulation. So I've done as good as I can do just to give it something versus not. So what I'm going to do now is actually cover the holes with aluminium tape.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Okay, so I have stuffed the holes in the top beam, then use aluminium foil over the top to cover the holes. Got one more to do there, but I'm leaving that one empty just for the time being. Excuse me, because I still need to access it. And I've done the same all the way along the other side of the van wall. It is a catch-22 because there's only so much you can do. So the bottom line from my thinking,
It sound right, boys.
excuse me again, is we just do the best we can. What I've been using to cut the mineral wool is just a pair of scissors, and it works absolutely perfectly. See, look at the clean cut on that. Extremely good. So you don't really need to go out. If you're a professional and doing this all the time, then sure, go out and buy some gear specifically just for doing this. But the bottom line is you don't have to go out and buy extra more tools just to cut this mineral wool. A pair of kitchen scissors, that's crafting scissors, I just had that, works fine.
It sound right, boys.
I'm filming this in sections as I go along because I'm wearing a face mask to actually put this stuff in when it's kicking up all the dust. So not too bad. So stuff the top pockets. So quite pleased. This was 200 mil mineral wool. So what I had to do is cut it down to 100. And even then sometimes but it tears really nicely and it stuffs in the crack, but when I put the Vapour seal over the top it should flatten it all out underneath. If anyone's familiar with the Mercedes, you know you've got these gaps in the panel here, which are reasonably substantial, so most people just put insulation on the top, and these gaps remain. So what I've been doing is filling them. I've been slicing down the insulation, so that's actually got some of that behind it, and just to cover up the gaps. So got one more to do that, so hopefully it looks a lot more tidier when it's you've done the gaps in the middle as well, versus it looking like that. Oh yeah.
There you go, sir.
Thank you very much. What's in the box? Aha. Right, what I've done, I've actually ordered some of this foam tape, which is double-sided. So I've got, looks like a lot, but a lot of it was actually on offer. So I got more, got some different whips. So this stuff is double-sided, so the intent with this is once the Vapour polythene sheet turns up, I can actually put this on the wall, then get the sheet stuck to the wall nice and tight. So yeah, no bad.